Since moving to Brazil, we were excited to do this famous hike that went viral back in 2015. Most recommendations on the internet say it's best to do the hike with a tour guide. However, because I'm pregnant and we have a toddler son, none of the tour guides were willing to take us on and take us up to the top of the hike. So we said screw it. Even though I'm pregnant and I have a toddler, we decided to take on the challenge and climb the hike all by ourselves. So here's our journey. On our way to the trailhead, we came across these guys, and for being new in Brazil, we realized all you need to blend in are some flip-flops, ride a bike, and carry something big. As we drove up to the trailhead, one of the first roadblocks that we found was you have to drive up these pretty steep hills to get to the start of the trail. And you can't really see it too well in this video, but we were driving at a pretty steep incline. Like, even the car was struggling to go up a little bit. So it was kind of scary, kind of nerve-wracking, because the whole time you're thinking, oh man, what if we just start falling backwards? How do we survive? At the top, parking was available for 20 reais, which is the equivalent of $4. At this point, we started our hike, and as you can see, the road to get up to the trailhead is pretty steep. It's a steep incline. Fortunately for us, my husband decided to carry my toddler, and we had a good toddler carrier that made it easier for him. So this is us just kind of making our way, and as you can see, the road just continues to get steeper and steeper. This is still prior to actually reaching the official trailhead. Here's a better angle where you can see that we're clearly hiking up at probably about a 40-degree angle. And this is still a few hundred feet before you actually reach the start of the trail. So at this point, we hadn't even officially started the hike, but I was already starting to feel nervous that maybe we wouldn't make it to the top. Fortunately for us, we decided to use the All Trails app since we didn't have a guide with us. At least that way we knew we were going the right way and that we would eventually make it to the top. Early in our hike, we heard some rustling in the woods, and I immediately thought, oh, it's gotta be a mountain lion that's gonna eat us. We looked a little more closely and saw it was a cute armadillo. At this point in the hike, we had some more flat ground, which gave us a nice little chance to catch our breath. And as we went a little bit further, we saw a whole forest full of bamboo. It was so impressive to see how tall it had grown and just how invasive that species can really grow out. Sadly for me, the flat part of the trail was short-lived, and we soon came across some more steep inclines. But we started to gain some pretty good momentum, and this part actually was kind of fun. The rocks at least gave us some stability. Then we made it to our first overview where we could really see how far and how high we had really hiked. This gave us a lot of motivation and let us know we were almost there. Soon after, the wind started to pick up, and we realized we had made it to the top. Here at the edge of the hike, you can see it gives you the most beautiful view just looking over from the mountain onto the beach. Just gorgeous. And this is the rock called the telegrafo stone. At the top, you'll find this photographer who usually makes the hike every single day and hangs out here at the rock for about 8 hours a day to help tourists like us take the perfect pictures. If you happen to do this hike, you'll probably come across him or one of his colleagues. You can pay him a few dollars each picture. This was obviously the funnest part, taking all the fun pictures and trying to get that perfect image to look like you're hanging off a cliff. Of course, while we were there, we had to do the famous TikTok trend. Since the sun was starting to set already, we decided we better start heading down. But of course, first, we had to get our drone shots. So Edison pulled out his drone. He even had the urge to do a few push-ups before we made it all the way down. And as you can see, the sun was going down pretty fast, which gave us our first clue that we better get down fast before the trail is totally dark and we can't see. So here we are trying to make our way down as quickly as we could, but also carefully because there is quite a bit of dust and gravel, so it is easy to slip and slide, especially if you're not careful. Overall, we give this hike 2 thumbs up. It was very doable, even if you're pregnant or if you have a toddler. It probably took us about an hour and a half or just under 2 hours to make it all the way up and all the way back down, not including the time to take pictures. So if you're interested in this hike, you can definitely do it without a tour guide. All you need is the All Trails app and you'll safely make it all the way up and back. And don't forget to finish your hike there at the beach, right at the bottom of the trailhead.